I baked them for a concert.
We're live.
Oh. Hi, welcome to JeepHer episode 3.
The JeepHer Show.
3.
I'm Tara.
And I'm Heather. And this
and
is episode and this is
And
episode 3
welcome of the JeepHer Show. Hey guys.
Welcome back.
Only small technical difficulties today.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You guys have no idea.
Minor compared.
I broke my ring light. I accidentally unplugged the computer. I lost my dangle to my headphones. So once I plugged my computer in, I had to use my cell phone. So I'm looking at a very small screen. I'm not sure even how to get to comments. Oh wait, I think it's right there. There we go. Hey, Mitch, he's already on.
Yes.
We
Oh my
said
God.
that.
That's so funny.
Mitch wins the bonus point.
Actually, Ari, our special guest, named our episode. What is it? The Great American Adventures?
The
What'd you
Great
say?
Weekend
The
Adventure.
Great Weekend.
That was
Yeah.
it. Yes. That was actually a really great name because I was really pondering that, what do we call this episode? So thank you for that. And welcome to the JeepHer Show. We are super stoked to have you on here.
I'm so excited. Thank you for having me. I've never done anything like this, so this is awesome.
Of course.
I feel like COVID prepared us for it because really it's what this is. We're having a girls' date virtually.
Girls' Day out.
Yeah. Oh, there he is, my buddy. But so
Welcome and thank you.
Yep. Today we're going to go and talk about the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion and the Great American Crawl and find a little bit more about Ari, since both these events happened this weekend. And this worked out perfect because Heather was supposed to go to the Great American Crawl and something happened and Ari went, of course. So it's we still have representation there. So thank you, Ari, for coming on our show.
Of course, anytime.
That
She
sounded
lives
really
that life.
commercial. For real.
Thank you for joining our show.
You're welcome. Appreciate you in my presence.
No, it's amazing because we get to hear from, because Ari runs the Great American Crawl. So she manages all the ins and outs. So if you've ever had questions about it, this is your time to ask questions. But we get to see the background of I'm going to say basically a female run American tour for Jeeping. When you break it down,
awesome.
That's really what it is. It's incredible what you do.
Ari, tell us, what do you do? Really, what is your position in the Great American Crawl?
So basically, I manage everything. I mean, obviously, I work hand in hand with Nick. He does a lot with the brands and everything. But as far as organizing and reaching out to leads in the parks, sending emails and stuff like that, I do everything. So yeah, it's just me. But
so you're the powerhouse, really, that keeps the glue that keeps it really all together.
Yeah, and
and you keep Nick in line. Mitch,
she's the Jeep juice between the gears.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. Yeah.
Yes. But it's a lot of work, but I love it because once we actually get to the event and I see the result and the outcome of it all, it's worth it because everyone has a great time, or at least what I hear from it, they do. So but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So you guys were at Choco Loco this weekend, and did you say that was in Alabama?
Yep.
See, and I've never heard of that. How'd this weekend go? What was your favorite trail? What's something funny happened? Tell us about it.
I was really excited for Choco Loco because I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I don't think anyone was really prepared for it because it was a harder park that we've gone to, and even the blues and the greens to get to the harder trails, they were even kind of hard too. So I'm just what is going on, but boat ramp was a lot of fun. That one was basically this rock slab, and it was it had running water coming down it, so it was super slick. Cool. Yeah, and the only people who actually made it without winching were on stickies. There was 2 people who got really close that weren't on stickies, but it was a challenging one. We spent a while there, so. But that was an awesome park, and I would highly recommend, if you haven't gone yet, you should totally check it out.
Mitch said that is no joke, and Ian Van de Gut.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
What do you say?
He said best park he's been to so far.
Yeah, this
Well,
year
so
I
I'm
think
glad
that
I
one.
heard of it.
Yeah, Choco has a
like,
great reputation. A lot of fun and a little space. It's great.
hi, Alex.
And it's not like huge either. Is Alex on too?
Yeah, he's watching.
Oh
He
God.
better be.
Total
Where's JR?
Chaos
JR's not
JK?
watching.
Oh my gosh.
Where's Brett? Is Brett watching too?
Brett's at work.
I can only see like who's. Oh, you're talking.
Tell total chaos JK. Tell him I said hi. Maybe he'll follow me back.
TJ or JK?
Oh, TJ. JK follows me. Tell him I want a buggy to follow me. If you've never seen him wheel,
he's crazy.
He thinks he has a buggy. I don't know what.
We're on like two different levels. Like Alex is way up here, and I'm like way down here.
Alex is willing to risk it all, and you want to go home safe. Let's just call it that. That's what it is. That's what it is. Because you are on your own level. You attack obstacles that, like you just got beadlocks, and you're on blacks and reds, like, and you're just like, and you're on street tires and wheel. Like, yeah, you're amazing. Like, you're not pressured,
and you try. Even if you can't, you try. It's like you're not like
honestly,
ashamed.
like,
you push through it.
Yeah, and there's times where like I'm super hesitant because I'm like, listen, like I'm only on 37s, you guys are on like 40s, 42s, tons and stuff like this, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can do it. And sometimes it takes a little encouragement before I actually am like, okay, like I can do this. And they spot me through and they're like, see, that was nothing. Like, why are you freaking out? So
Tara, do you have any of the pictures that I sent you?
I couldn't upload them.
Oh no, I was gonna share pictures of Ari on on the Great American Crawl. We spent one entire day on, I will say, a trail that would probably take you 5 minutes to walk. And Ari, on her modest setup, took on the unquestionably hardest trail at Roush Creek flawlessly.
What trail was that?
Flawlessly. That's Crucible. That was the one that we spent all that day
I missed it. We left. I didn't get to see her go through
Yes, because we were on it all day. Yeah.
It wasn't bad. And then like I just bypassed that huge boulder section at the end because they were bigger than my Jeep. I'm like,
the pictures look like you did it. Just stop.
I did it. No, what are you talking about?
She actually backed up the boulder and took this really badass shot.
I took a poser shot.
Aw. It was amazing though, because there were so many people. Like, you were leading a whole group of beginners, but there were so many people that were there and watching a more modest build with someone who wasn't afraid to try, and showing people that it is capable, because most of the people that go through that trail are ramming it and they're way built up, but she finessed her way through that entire thing. And that just goes to show you that it's not about the build, it's about the driver and that drive inside of you to learn and get more experienced. And that's what I love the most about Ari.
Style of wheeling is like a bit slower anyways. Like I'm, I go as fast as necessary, but like I try to keep it on the slower end just because that's who I am, I guess.
Crawl.
Hey, you're there to have fun. Do it your way, do it your style. There's no dictated way. Like, it's your thing out there.
I do need to talk about one thing I did see at the crawl. Okay. And that has to do with you and Alex.
Oh God. Was I yelling at him for something?
No, quite opposite. I found it to be like, when I saw this, I said to JR, I said, they got it. Like, that this was special. He was riding passenger with Nick. And I don't know if you remember, Nick took the craziest freaking line. Like the most, like, really? Type of line. Like, we didn't get to see him crawl through it all because, but he was having so much fun. But there were some parts, and he had the door on, and where he's like this at a rock, and Alex passenger just sitting there, and you were sitting up on the rock in front of him, just like watching, and he was just staring at you like with these eyes, and like everything that was going on, he was just looking at you, and it was just so like,
oh my gosh. He was probably scared for his life. So he was just like looking at me like,
you were his rock.
Yes.
He was like, this is the most stable thing right here.
I didn't think about it that way. I thought he was just scared, but that's kind of cute.
Hey, Ari, Ian Van de Gute said he wants, when I grow up, I want to be as cool as Ari.
Oh, no way. He's already cool. What are you talking about? He's got a cool Comanche.
Who is that?
He's been to some of the crawls. Actually, his whole family goes, and he's got a Comanche, and then his dad has like a orange YJ. They come out to a lot of them, so
yeah, I've seen that.
That's how I met. Like those are cool rigs. Like, the awesome part about the crawl is that like I meet so many cool people on it, and then you get people who follow you. Oh God. Oh God.
You're having tower issues.
Oh my God.
Excuse
Alex, I
us.
stole your Milwaukee light, and that's what I'm using right now. So I was like freaking out. So if you could tell me like why it does that, that'd be cool. Is it gonna die or something? Because
My
Ari's
battery
house
might
is
die.
possessed. Just give her a second.
I mean, I might lose my bright light, and then I'll be sitting in the dark.
So did anybody break anything serious while they were wheeling this week or
At
this past
Choco?
weekend? Yeah, just curious.
Did
Like
anyone
any
break?
rescues or I know you had to
Um,
winch people.
There was a couple of sketchy incidents, like Ian's dad, his brake line went out at one point and he got saved by some trees. So that was kind of scary, but we got that fixed. And then Mitch was having some trans issues, like
oh dang.
his overflow. Yeah. Like, so he was leaking a bunch of trans fluid, but they fixed
Did
that up. There was no
did he
issue.
drive there this time?
Wait, what?
Did Mitch drive there? Because I heard he drives it everywhere.
The Jeep?
He
Am
tows
I-
a Jeep.
Oh,
He
I'm
tows-
thinking of
he
the
tows his Jeep.
Gladiator.
You're thinking
I'm
about
thinking of
Chris.
the Gladiator. Yeah,
I'm going to turn this off one second.
Chris.
The blue gladiator.
Oh, Chris, the gladiator. Oh, no, he
Yeah.
trailered this time.
So Mitch is famous Mitch.
Yeah.
Mitch is famous Mitch and JetBlue
Yes.
JK. I believe that's what it is. JetBlue
Yes.
blue underscore JK.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so
also
he
yeah.
blue-ish. Mitch
Yeah,
is
he
the one that
trailers
flies.
Yes.
But then again, so does Alex. So
Yeah.
And so Ari, I'm just curious. Now this is something I really wondered about you because I really
God.
didn't see any of this, okay? When we were at Roush. Where do you pee?
I did not know that this is where this podcast was going tonight, guys. I'm sorry.
Like, do you pee in the woods? Like, or what? Like,
So I try to be strategic about it, like I'll pee before we go out so then I don't have to pee on the trail. But if I have to pee on the trail, I normally try and grab someone like, hey, can you be my lookout? I gotta,
This could be its own entire podcast, like peeing on the trails as a girl.
I try to keep
I
natural.
know, right?
Like,
Ari, why do you think I have the stinger? It's not to protect me. It's so you have something to hang off of in front of the vehicle.
oh my God, that's hilarious.
Well, come on. Like when you're like wheeling with a bunch of dudes and like they just open their car door up or their Jeep door, sorry.
Oh, I know. It's like no big deal.
And so every now and then you'll turn around and like, oh crap, they're actually peeing. Like, oops.
There's been a
But
bunch of
girls-
times where like girls were offering, like we're in the middle of nowhere in Moab, and like I gotta pee. I'm like, I got you, girl, just go. And I'm like, get away, back away.
I'm blocking
like
you.
dog. Because
No, wait,
like,
I think we did go to the
do
bathroom
that.
together in Moab. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're like, I got you, girl.
Oh, bathroom buddies.
there's
doing
no
restaurants.
trees. There's no trees.
Oh,
There's nothing.
dang.
It's open desert.
I didn't
Yeah.
mean to that.
You find like a tiny rock and you're like, hide. I hope no one can see
Use
me.
it to hold on to.
Yeah.
Hey, it works your glutes.
There you go.
Oh my
Tara,
God.
let's talk about Great
Great
Smoky
Smoky Mountain.
So this was your first
Oh.
time down to the Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I
So-
have never seen so many Jeeps in one area.
When you just
Like-
get like around the area, like so close to it, what was your first thought seeing all of those Jeeps?
Well, I started actually videotaping them because I was going to make like a reel or something. And then, hold on. The worst thing about it when all the Jeeps come is, the stinking Jeep wave, you're driving,
Might as well just leave your
Well,
hand up at that point.
I drive like this.
I'm like, holy shit. Like we're doing this. I'm like, don't wreck. Like, no, don't wave. Like you gotta, And then
Oh, you
some
can't be
dudes
that
don't
person
know.
that doesn't wave. Like
oh, no.
if you got doors
But-
off, you just
but
hang your
look-
hand like this.
You
Doors
literally be
off.
going,
Yeah.
like they're like everywhere. They're parked in parking lots, like in chairs, like just sitting there and they chill and just watch you drive by.
It's a
They're just-
takeover.
Yeah, but I need to bring this up, Ari. This is so funny today or yesterday. I forget, it was yesterday or today, your post when you talked about hangry. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I ate lunch at 1:00 and we get there and there was this party at the Hard Rock Cafe, which we went to, but there was also one under a bridge that everyone was telling me to go to. And I was going to go to both Hard Rock Cafe and there.
That sounds so shady, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It just sounds really shady.
It's like by the Quaker
bridge.
Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Quaker Steakhouse. So we go to Hard Rock Cafe. The wait's an hour. Okay, fine. We got a drink. So now I'm on an empty stomach and I'm having a Manhattan. So we're sitting there listening to music. It was great. We met some friends, whatever. But then like a few friends came out that we were supposed to go to the bridge, but they're like, oh, there's no wait at the steakhouse. Just come meet us. I'm like, okay. So I go in, my buzzer goes off, our table's ready. And I'm like, oh, it's fine. There's no way I can hold off a little longer. So we give the buzzer back, say sorry, go to Quaker Steakhouse. We sit, there was no tables, they said, available. We sit at the bar for half an hour. Nobody talks to us. Nobody. And I'm getting like the Great American Soundbar dudes beside me. Miss Sarge is beside me, and all I'm doing is bitching how hungry I am. I'm like, I really need to freaking eat. Like, I can't even drink. Like, I need to eat. I'm like,
oh my God.
So finally, like, we leave, I'm like, I'm not waiting anymore. So we go across the street to, what is the chicken place? The Christian one? Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. I was like, Christian chicken?
So I go there and I get like chicken tenders and they weren't cooked. Like, you've been to it, they were raw. So I was like, I ain't eating this.
Are you serious?
I swear. So we go back to the Hard Rock Cafe, okay? And we open the door and I said, is the kitchen still open? She goes, no, we just closed. I literally almost fall to my knees going, oh my gosh. I told her the whole story. And she goes, okay, just order something easy to make. Here's the manager.
Oh.
She sits us down, and here we're following each other on Instagram.
Oh my gosh.
As pixie
so cool.
dust. Yeah. She was so cool. And I got like these sliders. They were so good, but I mean, I was really growing horns. And prior to that, I was telling Paul, the Jeep Beef dude, how hangry I can get like the day before.
It's dangerous, man. I'm telling you. When I'm on the trails, people know. Yeah, people know to come up with me and they'll be like, hey, you want snacks? I'll be like, yeah.
Snacks are important.
Yeah.
Snacks with you.
Food is important. But those parties under the bridge were super cool. They had like a band, a lot of Jeeps rolled through. It was a lot of fun. Meant a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, so it was super cool to actually meet like your followers and people you're following. You know what I mean?
It's such like a fun conversion of everybody, especially since like it's like you get north, south, you get like the Midwest, you get like so many people that come to the Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. It's like a really cool gathering. And
there really hasn't been that many shows lately because,
of COVID.
Yeah, so I'm sure this one was like extra big too.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. And then like all the vendors, there was a lot of vendors. And Combat 4x4 like surprised us. They got us vendor passes.
Oh, fun.
So cool.
So like put this way, the line was so long, I didn't even buy a t-shirt. Like, so it was super cool that we didn't have to wait in line to get in there. And yeah.
And the mountain treatment.
That does come in handy.
Yeah. I was like, geez.
Like, excuse me.
Vendor pass. Sure. Oh, and I got to meet Light Bright. That was super
fun.
Cool.
Yeah, Brittany's awesome.
But and the mountains were really pretty.
Oh my gosh. Did you do there's a trail that everybody does, I think, on the last day?
Probably. Oh no, I didn't hear that one. I heard of like something Cove.
Yeah, that's
we were told. Okay, we were told not to do that because it'll take us 10 hours to get through because so many people are doing it.
Everyone does.
So we led a group, and some of them were from Tennessee, a couple that told us to do the Motor Fork. Wait, hold on. I've actually written down because I always get it mixed up. But it's the Roaring Fork Motor Trail.
Oh.
So we did that, and it was still busy, but it wasn't so bad. But the views are great. They had old cabins. You could see how they used to live in. It was awesome.
That's so
but
great.
The funniest thing on that trail, you guys would get a kick out of this. Because it was like our date, I wore these like little shorts and this white little like cutoff shirt, my white sneakers. I was having fun.
All cute.
Looking all cute.
Yeah, like being all cute. And we walked up this hill. We're looking at it. And he gives me a piggyback down. Okay. Well, next thing you know, all these Jeeps roll up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, put me down. My butt's probably hanging out. Like, and he's like, no, you're fine. I'm like, put me down. So he puts me down. And I literally took 2 steps and fell the whole way down this thing, slid on my shirt. Like, my shirt didn't get really that bad, but my sneakers got destroyed. So I put my boots on because I always have them in the Jeep. No, I was laughing my butt up. Like, my knee was bleeding. Like,
you poor thing.
Jeez.
That's a great conclusion of your date night.
Well, it was actually early on, but it's okay.
Oh, great. What's
I
your
love
favorite
Tennessee.
part about the whole invasion? Like your
Honestly,
highlight from it?
Honestly, Fishbone Off-Road knows how to put on a party.
Nice.
Like they rented this giant, like enormous cabin, like on the side of a mountain that had the most amazing views. We saw a bear like on the way up, put it that way.
Beautiful.
And then they invited Paul from GP and JR and I, like, you know, Chrissy and I are close friends. So like it was, you know, we got included. And I got to hang with some girls that I already know, like from Instagram. And she made the most amazing, authentic Mexican tacos. Like, and I mean, like, I guess she'd been cooking it all day.
The beer
like
tacos?
it was. No, she made homemade guacamole, 2 types, like homemade salsa, homemade, like, and the chicken was like,
sounds so
it was
good.
like a steak.
No, I'm
I don't
hungry.
even know what it was. Yeah, it was. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. And we
Amazing.
just had a good night. You know what I mean? Like really bonding, because there wasn't like a million people. It was just, you know, got to talk to them.
But so you didn't
It was
mention
cool.
the trail. You didn't mention like vendors. You mentioned having a party with Jeepers and just having a good meal. And that I feel like that half the time is like half the fun. Just having good times with good people, like sharing passions. Like I think that's so cool.
I mean, the trail was fun. Don't get me wrong. I love the mountains. I love exploring, but there was all these side hikes to waterfalls that I really wanted to do. So next time we go back, we're planning actually hiking. Like I like wheeling when we're going up rocks and stuff. You know what I mean? So it was great just driving and looking at the views. That was really pretty, but it doesn't excite me like that. Now, when we go into that atmosphere, I want to like freaking hike. You know what I mean? So like next time we're going to be doing some not backpacking, but
yeah,
you know.
no, some hiking. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great time. Yeah.
I'm excited for next year.
It's so fun because the summer, like this is the season. We have wheeling trips, we have shows, we have everything. We're finally getting back into it. So this is like the prime of summer. Like everybody just having a blast going out.
I loved though the Great American Crawl. Except Friday was great. Friday was great, but but are you guys I heard you're not planning to come back to Roush.
I didn't hear that.
Well, they have to go around the whole US too.
Yeah.
Like think about that and how many off-road parks there are. Like
I have no idea how many off-road parks there are.
There's so many. Even even if you're just starting off, get the Jeep Badge Honor app and it'll show you where you can get those.
JR has it.
Yeah, it'll show you where you can get those badge of honors, like all over. There's badges out. I think there's like 3 at Roush, but there's like a million out at Moab, and there's like tons everywhere. And that'll show you like the prime parks. There's a ton of private parks, but even if you don't know where to start as far as off-road parks, that's where I went. And I was like, okay, there's parks here, there's parks here, there's parks here, and then I went online and looked it up. So
well, see, I need a way to tow Virago. I feel like first, I'm not like
when I get a bigger trailer, we'll just pile all in the truck.
There you go.
I just got to get a giant trailer now.
Yes, you do. Then you got to come pick me up.
Well, you're literally on the way. I'm stuck out in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly.
So I got to go through Pennsylvania anyway. I'll just grab you. All
right. Can you get it by February?
All right. We got to talk logistics. That's a lot. Those trailers are expensive. One day we'll talk about towing and trailers and all of that, but those trailers get mad expensive.
Well, the King of Hammers is what I asked for Christmas last year.
Goals.
You know, and so now we're coming up to that Christmas. I'm like, remember what I went for Christmas? And Jared's like, I was like, even if we like fly out,
yeah,
you know, like I have family that lives in Cali. So
I think
like,
that's gonna be
so
like
cool to see him.
I think that's gonna be my next like plan, like to go hit King of Hammers. Because I was talking about it with Paul from R1, and he's like, we just rent a big like camper, and he's like, and then you just camp out there, and you go to all the events, and he's like, and your friends always have room for like seats and stuff. So
exactly,
one day I'll make it out to King of Hammers because it just looks epic.
Mark Gunjack said hi, Ari.
Aww, he's also got a yellow TJ. We're yellow TJ buddies.
What's the yellow TJ group? Oh, Ari.
I sent Ari a picture of a model. Like yellow TJs are it. Like there is a
model. Yeah, you did. I want that.
There was a model in a store, and it's a model of a yellow 2-door Rubicon TJ.
And it had a snorkel on it.
Yeah, you just got to get a snorkel, but
yeah,
or just don't put it on. But it was like a yellow. I was like, how are there now everywhere I look yellow TJs as far as the eye can see anywhere I go.
They're in.
Well,
you're
like
starting
your
a trend,
stop
girl.
Sign. That's school bus. You know?
Oh yes.
Especially now school started. Okay, Ari, is this the shirt that had the incident?
Yeah.
Wait, what incident?
I didn't even tell Paul yet, so I don't even know if he's listening. But tell us what happened to your JeepHer shirt. Because if you guys don't know, Ari is actually one of the JeepHer brand ambassadors. She was one of the first ones we brought in. I hand selected her.
Aww,
So I feel a little like,
well, that was like my favorite shirt. And there was an incident. Where were we at? I think we were in South Carolina at Gulch's. And we had Stingray JT, I believe it was. He was going up this climb and he broke his drive shaft. And so if you watch the video, you'll see it like came back at the guy. I believe his name was Dave. He got under there and was trying to take it apart, and it came back and it hit him in the arm. Yeah. Well, he walked away. He's like, oh man, like I don't think I'm good. And so we were looking at it and we're like, all right, like, Ian actually was helping too. And we had him sit down and everything. And I grabbed everything I could because I had my JeepHer shirt and then I had like this rain jacket too. So we used the JeepHer shirt to like wrap his arm up. And then we kind of used the jacket as like a sling. And so we got the jacket back, but I never got my JeepHer shirt. And I was like, well, at least it was a good story, like it went to good use and the guy's okay. He's, all patched up. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
JeepHer shirts are good for first aid, for recovery.
Well, that was the thing. Like we were just like scrambling. We're like, we got to help this guy, like get everything we can. So I was like running around, and like I think that's just the coolest part is the community portion. Like if there's someone who needs help, whether it's a break or whatever, people are right there ready to help. So,
oh, for sure, I agree with that 100%.
And you're like a huge proponent of helping the community and the off-road community. So I started following Ari a while ago.
And I never met. When did we met at Bantam?
We met at Bantam. Yeah.
What year? A couple years ago.
Oh my gosh.
I just said what year?
2019, I think.
It was like
2000.
Maybe 2018.
Maybe it was 2018.
I can't remember, but
it was
a couple years
back. But not only was like I met her and Alex, and I knew Alex only because of his Freedom Fab Works shirt with Jeff. And I was like, oh, I know you. And he was like, oh yeah. And you guys came and you hung out like at our tent and stuff and you were chilling with us. And she was by far like one of the most genuine, encouraging, positive, like just literally trailblazing people that like I had met. I was just in awe of this woman.
Aww.
I had never thought that like one, we'd be friends, or two, that like we'd be on the same team. Like this is just like so cool. But the amount of things that Ari does for the off-roading community is just bypass. Like she needs, like, this is why I love the JeepHers podcast, because this is not me and Tara's platform. This is a platform for all JeepHers out there to get help, to be encouraged, to help others. Like just a community, which is what we were just discussing is like the big part of this whole JeepHer, like Jeep community. And Ari does so much. So I'd like to just ask a couple questions without trying to like grill you too much about like one, how you got started in the off-road community. Cause that's just a cool, like, this is not a normal thing that most people do. Like, yes, let me take this vehicle and spend so much money and fix it nonstop just to crawl up hills to have a break. So it's like, it's a very niche thing to get into. So everyone's story is very unique. So how did you get introduced and started in off-roading?
So mine's kind of long and weird, but like
go for it. I want to hear it all.
So
we're only at 28 minutes. You're good. Go.
I was like,
our 30-minute podcast.
All right, go.
We go an hour typically. So
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go.
So I had started out just like riding dirt bikes and four-wheelers, like that's kind of my thing. And then I had met my friend who she had like a blue YJ at the time. And like I never really hung out with anyone. I met her through work, and like if you ever like see a picture of her, she kind of looks like we look similar, so we call each other twins.
Oh wait, did you just post her? Did she have a birthday or something?
Yeah,
okay.
Yoshi.
Yeah.
So she was the one that kind of introduced me to Jeeps in the beginning because she had YJ. We went to Toledo Jeep Fest. That's where we found Wicked Jeeps Southeast Michigan, and so that's how we got involved with that club, and that's how I met Alex, was through the club. And so I've been helping with the events for that club. So we do like a lot of wheeling 101s. We do some 201s. We do a lot of charity work. I mean, the past year has been hard just because, COVID and all that stuff. So we haven't done a whole lot. But we do like little scavenger hunts and stuff like that. So there's one where we're in an off-road park and you got to go find these like numbers. And then there's another one where it's like which I'm trying to get ready for, I'm stressing about, is the hunt, which is you go and drive around town and there's like little
That's
like
fun.
clues kind of you have to go find. So like
Yeah.
one would be, oh, you and your Jeep and this sign that says whatever, you know, so we have to get all that set up, and that's another charity event too. So that's how I got started. And then when I met Alex, he like, I didn't know really anything about Jeeps at that time. And so he was like, oh, I want to do this to my Jeep. I want to do this to my Jeep. I was like, okay, cool. You know, like I'm used to working on some stuff here and there, so why not? And so I learned so much in the process of building his Jeep, like so much. And
That's romantic.
yeah, at
But it's
times,
nice,
like
too.
there's like blood, sweat, and
It
tears
is.
too, you know, but
you work
worth
through it
it
together.
Yeah.
And learning hands-on is just irreplaceable. Like that really, hey, girls only,
Yeah.
get out of here.
So then we built up his Jeep, and then I was like, well, this sucks. Like, I want to drive, like, you know. So then I went and bought my Jeep 3 years ago, and I wheeled it stock for about 6 months, and then I already knew exactly what I wanted to do because I had watched him wheel, I'd watched other people wheel, and I was like, okay, well, this is what I want it to be capable of doing. You know, and these are the parts that I want because I've seen them work and the quality of them is really good. So I kind of like planned it out, which I would suggest doing for
Smart.
anybody, you know,
Yeah.
because you don't want to go back and do it again. So, you know, for this stage of my build, I'm happy with it. And I don't know.
The thing with planning it out, just to jump in, because I feel like, and maybe I don't know how to plan it out. I tried planning mine out, like I just planned. And then it was like, because I didn't know enough about things like drive shafts and gear. Yeah, I mean, I just, like my plan didn't really work.
Well, and there's like a lot of forums and stuff too. Like, there's a lot of pages, like, you know, there's like 110 Jeeps in my local club. Like you ask like little questions or whatever. You can even search through some of the history to see what people say too. So, you know, just like educating yourself, I think is really important too.
Like on tonight, Jen Wright's having the Tony Tech Talk
Like
on
right
roll
now.
cages.
Yeah.
Are we missing it? Darn it.
Yeah, it's at 7.
Anyway, I thought it was at 8.
No,
I must have my
7.
time
It's
off.
7. Yeah. And it's on replay on Facebook and YouTube.
There you
Exactly.
go.
So are we. We are too. But he said like you should do your roll cage should be the first thing you do. And
I think
I
it
thought that
should
was like
be.
the last.
Yeah, no, I think
if you're just thinking safety, yeah. If you just
Well, I
want
thought the
solid
winch
safety,
was for safety.
I mean, you don't have a winch.
Well, I guess
Well, no,
it
but
depends
hold
on
on,
like
so
how
you're saying-
crazy you're trying to get
Hold
too.
on. So I should get a roll cage before
Yeah.
the winch? Oh,
Well,
really?
that's what
Oh
Ari's
my
saying.
God.
Like she
See,
knows
that's
where.
my plan though. It's my like it just changes non-freaking
I
stop.
mean, yeah, and like everybody has their own way of doing it too. I mean, like my next stage, yeah, it should probably be a roll cage and harnesses because now I'm getting into
I didn't
that
realize
level.
you didn't have that.
No, and I get yelled at all the time.
Ari has
now
a
you said
very modest
harnesses.
build.
Guess who we have on for our next show? PRP seats.
Hey!
I was trying to
So
sign
we're
PRP.
Oh, were you? I thought that was like your Easter move.
No,
you know?
PRP. I think I was
They
trying
have
to do.
some
I think that's
awesome
P.
products. I love the fact that you can like customize your seats too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I only thought they were for like hardcore Jeep. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was more either
Yeah.
There's
cosmetic
actually a lot of people
hardcore,
that
but-
have stock seats and harnesses, and I was one of
Yeah.
them for about a year. I had stock
didn't know they
seats
had
with
'em.
harnesses. Oh yeah, you can
Yeah.
buy harnesses individually. You can buy your seats individually. Like you can buy a back seat, front
right.
seat solo. We'll talk about it next week.
I was just saying that's for next time.
Going back
But
to
I'm
that roll
excited
cage
about
thing,
that.
like Ari said, it depends on how hard you want to go. Like you saw how quickly Rogue like built up because I knew where I wanted to bring Rogue. But what you didn't see is that whole time Rogue was like a lease is me planning and me asking people like, and actually asking companies too. Like when I wanted, I think it was Kings, I messaged Kings directly and I said, this is what I want to do with my build. What do you recommend? And I asked them and they gave me great feedback. So a lot of it is like interviewing almost to find your research.
But what about when, and I'm just being real and honest here, like, okay, so when you're planning your build, this could be a whole episode of itself, learning to plan your build, just so you know. My struggle is it's not where do I want to go with it? I know where I want to go with it. It's limited resources. So it's like,
but that's part of where you want to go with it though. Like think about it.
Then you find that
you're
happy
within a budget.
medium.
Yeah. So like if like next month, like let's say I have $1,000 that I can buy one item with. Okay. Do I get the winch? Do I get my rear drive shaft to spring? Do I get my rear control arm to finish my lift? My rear front controller. Yeah, I mean, like, do I regear? Do I not regear? Like, you know what I mean? Because
But that's what
I
comes
want
down
axles.
to priorities.
Yeah.
So now think about it this way. What is the next thing that your Jeep needs to take you to the level that you want to go to, hands down? So when I wanted to upgrade my axles, I was like, cool, I'll go new axles. But you're not thinking about rebuilding like the gears. You're not thinking about tires. You're not thinking about your programming kit too, because you have to get a new
All of
program.
that.
Yeah, you have to readjust that. So it's
But-
investing yourself into, okay, here's the 4 things I want to do. What are the steps I need to do them? What's feasible within my budget? And what is a responsibility for now? So like if your drive shaft is like kind of on the end, that would be a priority for me, because if the Jeep
Yeah,
can't
well,
go, you're
yeah.
not going
Adams
anywhere.
knows I'll be hitting them up. But
So
like-
like you have to like prioritize through as you go through the build. Like where's your end range? Like I knew I wanted to be a rock crawler, and I know I didn't want to go daily. So that's where I'm at now. What was going to take me to there?
that's hard.
And it's a
Yeah,
lot
like,
of planning
for
out
mine-
your timeline.
Yeah, for mine, I was more, I didn't really care about the cosmetics at first. I just wanted it to work. So
Yeah.
I went down, you know, I did the long arm kit, I did the axles and went through them. Like that was most important to me because I wanted to beef them up so that I could just jump to 37s. I didn't want to go with 33s. I didn't want to go with 35s. I wanted to make sure that they could, you know, withstand the 37s and,
Yeah.
you know.
What axles do you have, Ari? 44s or
There's-
60s?
Yeah, they're the stock Rubicon 44s that come on the TJs. So.
Okay, so here's a question for you guys, both of you, since you have 44s and you have like some beefed up, I don't even know.
I have 43s. I have 43s.
What axles do you have though?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I have the Fusion 4x4. I have the Kingpin 60 in the front, and I have the I have the 80 in the rear, but that 80 is trussed as well. So that thing's like, if you've ever watched like my video of me the first time I was at Pritchett Canyon hitting Rocker Knocker, I did a full like handstand on my rear axle. And then someone came 2 Jeeps after me, did the same thing, and split his like axle, like bust. We could audibly hear it from the cliff. So that thing is
I hope you had a
to
spare one
death.
in the garage.
Oh no, it took I think 2 tree stumps and 9 hours to get him out, and like 3 Jeeps to it was rough to get him out.
Wow.
So my rear axle is done to death. I've got that 80 in the rear, and I have the 60 Kingpin in the front.
Nice.
The Fusion
Nice.
4x4.
I agree. Very nice.
There, but I knew I
love
wanted to
your
go
Jeep.
hard. That's why I went with really beefy axles. Like I went through steps. I did my 44. I upgraded to like that 44 in the front. I did
So-
like steps through it.
So that's my question for you, because I hear, okay, people say start stock and grow with your Jeep. And I actually completely agree
I
with
say
that.
grow
It
with your
helps.
skill.
But
I wish I
but
would have had more skill behind before I went like boom boom, you know,
true, yeah. But
because
You
I
do
see
good. You
fear
do
in
all right,
me
girl.
that
You
Ari
do
doesn't
all
have.
right.
But
You do
I see fear in me that I don't see in Ari when we wheel together, because she knows what her Jeep's capable of, because she takes those slow steps with it, and she graduates like her skill level, and then graduates her Jeep, and then like each one like compounds together. I was like, hey, I went from wheeling for like 6 months, tons and 43s. And now I'm like sitting there like trying to catch up to it and trying to see what my Jeep's capable of, seeing what I'm capable of. And it's a hard learning process. So going about it the way that Ari did is really what I would advise, more than just like, oh yeah, you got a really cool Jeep that sits in the garage because it's so beefy.
Yeah, I think it's more valuable because like you just learn more. And I
Yeah.
think that's my problem right now is like I'm getting more comfortable with it and I want to try harder obstacles that I know my Jeep isn't really built for at this moment. So now I'm like kind of outgrowing the build, and now I'm trying to see like, what would be, you know.
I
the
feel
next
like
step.
that's kind of like where I'm getting a little bit,
Yeah.
to be honest. But my question though with the axles was, okay, so I might have the opportunity to buy a stock Rubicon 44s, Dana 44s, okay?
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure of the gearing. I believe there's lockers and gearing in it, and I'm not sure of the price. It was something casually talked about, which of course makes me all think, because
Well, if it's a Rubicon,
I-
there's definitely lockers in it.
oh, okay, well, there you go.
Probably
But
just factory.
Everybody says
Yeah.
like
Oh,
build
yeah.
it once, which actually, so Chris, you know, 4x4 Garage, Chris, whatever,
Oh,
Chris
hey,
Lisa
Chris.
Webb, he said build it once and done.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would like to go eventually. Like my goal is to be on 40s. I that's what I want to be on, which you would need a Dana 60 for that. So, but I also need re-geared. Like I need that. I have a gift card from Yukon that I got from the Great American Crawl that I'm going to use. But I'm like, okay, do I trust my Dana 30 and put the new gears in and just do that for now until I'm ready? Or do I buy the Dana 44, you know what I mean? And then just deal with that? Or do I, like it's hard to like, what's your next step in this sense?
I get what Chris is saying, where he says like to go ham and go to your end goal if you can. But here's the thing that you're bringing up is your budget. If you could
time.
Yeah, if you could completely
Like,
if you could completely rebuild your entire Jeep, then yeah, go for it. At the time I could afford to do that. So we like stopped our little here and there like upgrades and we just went out for it. Now we just replace everything that I break. But as you progress and you start to like see like little things, you want to go a little slower just because that's what your budget can afford. Like in your situation, that's what I'm saying. Like you're talking about budget and all of that stuff.
Is yours still your daily?
Yeah.
So that's another thing is you have to think the amount of time it's going to take to do it. Like Alex's sat in the garage for probably like over a year because we were waiting on parts, like the budget thing and the time, it takes to put into it and work on it. So you have to put that into, consideration as well.
Never thought of that.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
I'd have to like
other
get a little tiny car.
So look at Psycho Cupcake, if you know Kate.
Oh yeah, Kate.
Yeah, she had her Jeep in the garage for 3 years. But show me a better built Jeep for her goals.
Well, and that's the thing. She thought it out, and then she had to wait for parts and stuff. It was a process. Like that's
every detail was like finessed. Every little spot was just
super
done to death.
With a
she's got
like an engineer,
I think she is.
Her
an
and her husband both are.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's not her husband.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Kate. I didn't. Sorry.
But no pressure stuff. But she went for what she wanted. But look at the time it took her. It took her 3 years to get there. But that Jeep is like, I dare you to find like something more precisely built.
Well,
like there's
rebuilding a new one. By the way, we need to have her on here one day, like Ari.
Yeah,
because we totally do. I'd love to pick her mind.
But that's another thing. Assume the cost, assume the time that you can afford to not have your Jeep. I didn't have my Jeep for 3 months. And that's a very quick build for what I had.
Well,
and I still went out of my mind.
I don't work, so I could not kidding. Then you can't travel.
But with like in Chris's case, for him, he's a builder. It makes sense to build what you want when you can. Because with him, he can like finesse that because he's a builder.
Yeah, like mine was my daily when I built mine, and I had waited till I got all the parts. I got the trusses, the gears. I got the lift. I got everything. Actually, we didn't re-gear in the beginning. We waited on that, but I got the trusses welded on and all that. We got the kit on. It was probably a week that it took us because I couldn't go that long without. It was my daily. So we had to kind of do it in stages.
Okay. So since yours was your daily, what did you re-gear to? Or didn't you when it was your daily?
So at first I didn't re-gear. It was still at the 410s, the stock 410s. And then I had 488s to go in it. And then eventually I was able to get those installed. So now I'm at 488.
You're at 48 because there's like, I'm like, I still don't know what I'm going to do. Either 488 or is it 511? Is that the other one?
I'm at 538 right now. Me.
513, I think, is the next step up.
Okay. Because Nick and a few others like told me do 513s, but it's also my daily. And I've never driven any other Jeep that was re-geared differently. So I don't know what it feels like. Like, I don't know what 488 feels like. I don't know what 513 feels like.
I think you'll notice a difference more if you're under geared, more if you're over geared.
Yeah, it's like bogged down. Like mine was just terrible. I could barely get up to speed on the highway.
See, even now everyone 513. Thank you guys. Yes, 513.
Yeah. That was pretty common.
It would be smart to over gear in preparation than to hold the gears and go with the tires, because then you're just gonna get
there's a chart somewhere and I don't know where it's at, but it's cool because it tells you like where you should be at for what tire size and like axles I think that you're trying to run to. So I'll have to find it, but it's helpful.
We'll post that in the comments later.
When you say overgear, is overgearing 513?
For what you have right now?
Well, what size are you trying to go?
Well, eventually I want to go to 40s, but that's going to be like...
Yeah, but not on those axles, right?
I would like Dana 60s, of course.
I was gonna say. I mean,
Are
you
you
want
like,
to have 40s
not
on
on
the
those
30s,
axles,
or,
honey.
like,
No,
please don't.
I won't even do 37s on my axles.
You can do whatever you want, but I'm just telling you, it might be an issue later.
No,
now.
I'm not even doing 37s.
So
my 35s are the highest I'm going on my axles.
So you might want to do something like what Ari did. Like I did the same thing. I had gears, I had my shocks, I had my tires, my entire house and garage were filled with Jeep parts just in preparation for the build. So if you do want to go to 40s
Yes.
and you do want to upgrade your axles and you do want to upgrade your gears, it might be time, fiscal, and just stress efficient for you to hoard parts until you're ready to do the full thing, because you don't want to go in there re-gear, which re-gearing, I don't know.
I'm not doing that
I know
myself.
exactly.
We're going to a garage.
I know very few people that can re-gear on their own. But if you want to do all of that, it may not be worth it to re-gear to hold on to those axles.
Thank you,
just take the
Mitch.
gears out. What did Mitch say?
Oh, he said he would not go to 513s on a Dana 30.
Yeah.
No, I would do like 410s or 480s.
So Nick was wrong. No, I'm kidding. Like,
but it also depends on your
No, I'm
personal
kidding.
usage of the vehicle. It depends, like if you're dailying it or not. It like there's a lot of factors that go into it, which is another cool thing about the Jeep community. Why all of our Jeeps are different, because all of our situations, all of our goals are different. So it doesn't make sense to like just copy every single build that you see out there, because you're like, that looks great,
and they're built different.
Mhm.
You know, like they're all
Like
built
trial
very
and error,
different.
you know.
Mhm. Like, oh
no!
Hi, Ari.
Where'd she go? Hi, I'm your host.
Hi. Beautiful. No, that's just weird. She just like totally cut off.
That's funny. We've been having some issues today. We might need a redo.
This is every time, like, because you were in, Ari was like, we get on here 15 minutes prior to we start. Every single time, it's like crazy.
Dude,
but it was fun.
God, we were switching everything around. That's okay.
Yep, Heather has left the chat.
Okay, well,
but
bye, girl.
We kind of like got through most of everything. Right? So,
oh, she's
sorry,
back.
Heather. Is she
you
back?
have her?
How do I see?
Join her.
How do you join her?
I don't know.
No.
You're in control.
I got her.
There we go.
I was like, I'm back. Let me in.
Well,
All
the
of a
funny
sudden,
thing is,
everything
because
went
I'm on
blank.
my phone, I'm used to the computer, so like everything's a little different on here. You know.
I'm sorry.
But-
I don't know why. I got a new phone. I don't know if that's it or if it's just me. I don't know. So what were we talking about?
Gearing is also based on engine and trans. A TJ would be different than a JK.
Yeah.
What you would want as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, why
and
it all comes
Jennifer
down to,
Stanley said, Ari, that wicked is here.
Aww.
Thank you, Alex. It's a lot to learn. I'm telling you, like, I've been doing this for a year, and like some people, they catch on to it within a year. Like, I met this chick. She's like, I never broke anything, and I went all over the world, and this, and that. And I'm like,
What?
holy shit. And she's like, you have a heavy pedal. And I'm thinking, I didn't think I'd have a heavy pedal, but okay. Like,
I break so much stuff.
and I'm thinking, like, have you wheeled in Pennsylvania? Like,
Yo,
a lot of rocks
Pennsylvania's
and
tough.
trees.
While we still, because I'm watching the live timer, because I know we try to limit it
Yeah.
to at least an hour.
Mhm.
Let me ask Ari this: do you
Go ahead.
have a bucket list trail or park that you are dying to go to?
I like this question.
Ooh. That's a good one. I've heard a ton of good things about Big Bear, and I really would love
Is
to get a
that
chance to go there.
Colorado?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, I'll go with you. That's
Okay, let's
I
go.
was supposed to go this summer. I told Luke,
Really?
yes, like that's the one. Like you see all those waterfalls. I watched like this landslide happen.
It looks
actually,
beautiful
but
there. I would love
it
that.
does. I will go with you. Like
Okay. Girls trip. How about that?
Heather, you have to too. Now, come on.
I'll go. Big Bear looks gorgeous. Big Bear, and I know Carnage Canyon is like a bucket list one for me. I'm dying to go to Carnage
going
Canyon.
next week.
Girl, I can't go.
Aw.
I wish I could go. Like I really, like honestly, one of the first Jeeping off-road YouTube videos I saw was of Carnage Canyon. And I looked at my friend and I go, I'm going there. I need to go there. I don't care if my Jeep turns into a tuna can. Like we need to go there. I need to go to this park.
Tuna can.
So I'm dying to try that, and Fordyce looks just unbelievable.
Yes.
And the Rubicon is epic. So like I've got a million that I want to go to. But that's what I love about the Great American Crawl, because they hit all these amazing parks. Like you can join up like whenever, wherever, if it works out for your schedule. Like, so that's big.
That
There's a big one.
That big toe rig, Heather, that you're talking about.
Listen, I'm trying, girl. I'm hustling for it, man.
Massage a lot of like weightlifters.
You just made it sound like my job is so dirty. Like I have to massage people to get things.
Oh my god. Get to work, girl.
I'm a fully licensed and certified medical and sports massage therapist in an open setting.
Okay, whatever you say.
And she works with heavy weight lifters.
She works with her hands.
That sounds like I have a specific kink now. Jeez. All right, moving on.
Oh, man.
What is your favorite behind the wheel moment? Like you behind the wheel, not like a picture, not a video, like you being connected to the trail, the Jeep. What is your favorite behind the wheel moment?
Oh man. There's a lot, honestly. I'm trying to think of something specific. Okay, so like Mickey's hot tub, that one was like probably the scariest situation I've ever been in, just because I was literally like face up and I couldn't commit to it. Like I literally my body would not let me commit and like just go for it once I got in there. And so I started freaking out a little bit. I'm like, Alex, like I need a winch line and everything. And
she handled it so well. She's lying to you.
Well, even when, oh no, we lost her.
Oh, great.
Even when though, like, I got winched out, everyone was still like, oh yeah, that was awesome. Like, that was so cool. And I was like, okay, like, it's not always about doing the crazy big stuff, you know, it's sometimes just, you know, being safe. And hey, I went out there, I went all the way out to Moab. I'm at least going to try it. You know what I mean? Like,
and you gave it your all. Like you,
I'd be regretting
your fear.
Yeah. I'd be regretting it if I didn't at least like try it. So, I mean.
And you did amazing. Guys, she's lying to you. She's straight up lying to you. She did amazing. She got in there and you could tell that she was nervous, but she smiled through it. We got her through super safe and sound. I think I was the one that broke that day.
Oh yeah, you were getting fixed right outside of there.
I was getting welded. Like I was getting welded right outside of Mickey's hot tub, and she's just sitting there smiling on the edge of a cliff, looking over these snow-capped mountains as she like dove into like an 8-foot tub that could have been her graveyard, and she's just smiling away.
Okay.
Even if she had to get winched, she still did it. But why was that your favorite moment? Because of the community? Because you tried something hard?
Because the fact that like, okay, I might not have made it, but the fact that I tried it and people were still like, oh my god, that was so awesome, you know, like great job for at least trying it, you know. It's just like you don't have to be the one that like has the biggest and baddest rig, and you know,
exactly.
You don't have to be Mitch, and you don't have to get your wheels up all the time.
Because you're not in competition with you're not in competition with any of each other. It's just you.
And it's like, I don't know. It's like
I saw that video, Ari, and it was inspiring. I loved it.
And
she sent it to me. Didn't you send it to me on my
DMs
I did.
On
Facebook because I wanted it? I was like, I want to see more. Yeah.
And she had all of these like side-by-sides sitting around. Side-by-sides will like they never try Mickey's hot tub. It's just impossible because there's such a short wheelbase to get through it. And she had all these people, these kids and like moms all sitting there on the sidelines, like cheering her on the entire time.
They did too. Even when I winched out, they're like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, you know, like, it was just really
incredible.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Ian Verde Gucci said if they can quit their job, they'll make it to Colorado. Mitch Moore
well, there you go.
All right, I'll quit my job.
Mitch said you can get another job.
Thanks, Mitch. Are you hiring?
What does he do?
I'm looking
too.
I'm looking for an online job where I can watch Netflix all day.
I think he does like roofing or something. So
I can't do roofs. I fall through roofs. I've actually fallen through a roof before.
That's
good.
I
was in construction. I'm gonna hit you up, Mitch. We're gonna work together.
And then Mitch also said I looked like I've never driven before in Moab.
You did not. Okay, first of all,
that was the first time he got his Jeep though. Like that, since it was all done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it was
totally different
for this LS swapped, insanely built JK, and you were learning a crazy vehicle. Like you did amazing for you, because I honestly was just picturing you flying off cliffs the entire time. So
I was behind all of you guys, and I'm like, can I make that? Can I do that? Like. Why am I here? You know, like
Mitch makes everything look easy. Mitch is like, just
go.
Oh, I know.
He's amazing.
He's incredible. Ari, were there other questions I want to ask you?
Have any questions for Ari tonight, or even Heather or I? But does anybody have any questions you want us to ask? Because we're at like 54 minutes, so we probably should be wrapping this up. So I think we could talk all night.
I wanted to ask her, Ari does a lot of charity events. She does a lot of 101 groups, and she does a lot of trail cleanups. She like honestly does so much for this off-roading community, and she never self-gloats, so I'm gonna gloat for
Girl,
her.
you're amazing.
She's incredible.
Inspiration.
What?
Seriously.
I wish I had more time for it all.
You have no time to do anything. You're running 8 million events at one time and working full time.
I was just gonna say.
Well, that's the thing, is I don't think people understand I have a full-time job too. Like, I don't just do the crawl stuff, like tell them about you. So, like, give me a break, okay?
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, you do so much for the off-roading community. You run all of these Great American Crawl events, and you attend every single one of them. What are your other passions? Like, do you have anything outside of off-roading, or is this just like your full-time love and passion right now?
Well, it never used to be. Like before, I mean, Jeeps take up a lot of my time these days, but before I was really into horseback riding, and like I used to show back in the day. Yeah,
wow.
So like my sister has a horse, and I used to go out and see her all the time and ride, but I haven't had time for it, and it sucks because like, I mean, it's so much fun to go do that, and like I just like being outdoors, you know. I want to do more camping and, you know, hiking, kind of like you said, and, you know, just I don't know, anything new is cool too. I
love it. Yeah,
I love the new factor.
Let's get you a horse to take you to the campsite. Like,
that's what I'm saying. You know, I'll just bring my horse too, and they'll be like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Yeah, like
we'll get some of those speed straps on the horse.
I'm like, I got a different kind of horsepower.
I got one horsepower.
One horsepower.
Mitch has 500. I got one.
Yeah, well, you only need one, so. Oh man.
Mitch did have a question, and I'm interested myself. What's the list for the crawl in 2022?
Ooh.
Oh, well, so we don't have anything set in stone yet.
Roush Creek, right?
You gotta talk to Nick on that. He's the one that calls all those.
Tara will call him every day. I'll give you his number.
Yeah, there you go. Just pound him on it. But I know, I think Nick mentioned like we want to do some more parks like towards the middle, because this year we did a ton on the East Coast.
Yeah,
I think he's trying to move.
Yeah, a lot of them are south. They
might have to come to
3 parks in the south, I believe, or 4. Maybe 4 parks in the south east. They did a lot this year in the southeast.
Yeah, there was a ton on the East Coast. Now we have 2 on the West Coast. So I don't have the list yet, but we're working on it, I promise. And
Disney.
It should be very exciting. So
Disney.
Disney. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I've been hearing that one lately, actually.
Oh, really?
When they have...
I thought they were talking about Florida Disney World. I'm serious.
Oh, we can go there too. It'll be like a Great American vacation.
We'll do a Disney weekend back to back.
I said we should go to somewhere tropical, and then just have a
oh my gosh, did you
we'll look at pictures of our Jeeps. We'll just chill on the beach.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Did you see the Facebook video that Chrissy put out from Fishbone on Facebook, whatever,
regarding
some fenders, okay? And I was like, oh sure, we can go ahead and install them in Arizona, blah blah blah. And they're like, where in Arizona do you want to install them?
Well, there's a Great American Crawl at Table
I said
Mesa.
Utah.
Okay.
But no, that's not a place in Arizona. You see my point?
Oh.
I was like, you could do it in Utah.
It's hilarious.
No, I was like, wait, what? Like, we do that all the time. Like, we just bring our stuff and work on it.
Let's go to Utah, Arizona.
It's install and fixes in the condo parking lot.
That's literally what it is. Yeah, every single time. Like this last time at Chocoloco, it was 6 hours worth of mounting and unmounting beadlocks. It was insane. And then when we go to Colorado, we're gonna swap in my my PSC gearbox too, so that's on the list already.
That won't be too rough. I did that.
No, it shouldn't be bad, but there's always something to do.
Yeah.
Did you guys do your beadlocks?
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, I kind of was, just moral support for the most part, because I couldn't dismount them, and the tire shop wouldn't dismount mine.
They're illegal.
Hard. Well, mine they dismounted my, because I had normal, non-bead locks or whatever, but it was putting them on. It was,
I don't know. I found we were expecting it to be harder than it was for us.
To mount?
Just for us. Yeah. To mount our bead locks.
Easy to mount.
Yeah. It was we just jumped on it together. It was actually a lot of fun.
Did you do the soapy water?
Well, we had a cool assembly line where we handed it off. We'd dismount one, and then we handed it off, and then they would get it going, and then they put the ring on, and then we'd put it on. So it was a cool assembly line, but it wasn't too bad. When you had a lot of people there,
all the bolts
what they were doing. Yeah.
We had to use the trailer loaded with Rogue to dismount our beadlocks with a jack. So we were jacking against the weight of the trailer and the Jeep to dismount because it's easier to mount than it is to dismount. And we'll do a whole video on mounting beadlocks, but I'm not going to do one on dismounting.
The first time I ever mounted beadlocks was for Alex's, and we never did it before. He catapulted me across his front lawn. Because I was sitting on it. Yeah. I was like, what? He's
Girl, I did them in my living room watching Netflix. I was like, 20 PSI.
We never did it before. We didn't know what we were doing. And so he tried jumping on it, and then I just went flying. So.
Hey, I wish there was a video of that.
That's actually, if you look, it was one of my questions for you. I didn't get
to ask.
Gosh. Okay. You amaze me, by the way, in one area that I still cannot do. Now, I haven't practiced it enough yet, but you make me determined, because if you can do it, I can do it type thing. Putting your freaking tire up on your rotor. Like when I went to the beadlocks, it added weight. And that was the first time I could not lift my tires up and get them on. I've yet to do it without assistance.
I can barely do my 37.
I have no idea how much my tires weigh. I don't know how to weigh them.
Find out how much your tires and wheels weigh when they're loaded. Mine are 200.
But I know you use I could never do that. Oh my Lord.
I showed the boys how to do it at Roush Creek. And
you can lift your own tires?
Yeah. I'm a power lifter. I squat 500 pounds.
She does this. Yeah, she does this all the time.
I squat 500 pounds. You don't think I can pick up a tire mounted?
We are the weak ones here, okay?
Wow!
That's fun for me. I literally have a trailer axle in my backyard that I carry back and forth for working out.
Oh my God.
That's impressive. See, literally, I weightlift, I boulder,
You're supposed to use your knees. There's a way where you use your knees to
you
lift
hold
it up.
on. You hold on to the center.
I thought it was your inner thighs.
You hold on to the center, you roll your chest over, and you squat as you come down, so the tire comes up onto your knee, and then you hip thrust it up, and then you.
I sit on the ground.
A JeepHer challenge right here.
I sit on the ground, and then I kind of squeeze it and then push it up.
Oh, that works too.
I would like to see Heather do that in a video.
I'll do it.
Dude, that'll be the next challenge.
I'll do a video of me with 243s overhead pressing them and then squatting them down on the floor.
All right, real quick, because we got to end this. One last question from John Ross was, what is the sketchiest trail you have ever done?
Ooh, I like that one. That's for you, Ari.
Sketchiest? Oh, man. I'm trying to think here. There's been so many different parks that we've gone to. Oh, man.
That is a hard question, JR.
What did we do earlier this year? Bollerwood.
We had all of that Moab stuff where you're on the edge of the cliffs.
I'm pretty sure, all of Moab.
When you went down straight down that hill.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was going to die at least 3 times in Moab. So that's probably anything in Moab. I mean, I don't know.
Top of the world where she pulled her Jeep to the edge of a 1,000-foot cliff.
I heard that wasn't. I heard the scariest part of that trail was actually pulling your Jeep up to that.
It is.
Yeah.
That's the only scary part. The trail's gorgeous other than that. It's beautiful.
I don't know about hard though. It's just I mean, obviously I'm not going to put myself in a situation to get super stuck and break things, be in a spot where I shouldn't be. But I mean, it's just kind of funny because there's times where I'm like, there's no way I can do this. And other people are like, there's no way she can do this. And then I come I'm so narrow and short. Yeah, I'm just oh, here we come, and they're like, what the heck just happened? How'd she get through that?
She goes through like she's floating.
Well, yeah, because some people get stuck in these holes, these weird holes because of their width, and I just kind of go on top of the rocks, and it's just funny. So,
gotcha.
It took her once 2 hours. The one of the first times I wheeled with Ari was in Tennessee. We went to Windrock, and she had done the trail. She did the trail. Her and Alex did the trail the day before we did, and it took them 2 hours to get through it. And we were on that trail for 13 hours.
Yeah,
is that what it was? 13 hours we were on that trail, and she did it for 2 hours. She was like, bye. And it took
but it rained that day too. It rained.
Yeah,
that's how I found you guys. I think on Instagram. First it was Heather. I found you were wheeling at Windrock. That's how I discovered Windrock was through you. And then I noticed the yellow Jeep, Ari, another female. She broke something on there.
Oh yeah, my U joint.
Your U joint, yeah.
Shattered in her hand.
Nick has me in his phone as Ari U joint, so it was like this huge joke. He would not let it go. Like now, yeah, I'm U joint.
But she
so.
sent it, and a lot of people didn't go for that path because they could. Even Alex created his own path. He didn't even go that way. Ari sent it, and that U joint just like got to the top of the hill and went.
Which it was stock shafts, so I'm not that upset about it. I knew it was gonna happen. I was like wheeling.
Well, they fixed it right there, didn't they? Like,
oh no. I mean, we got it back to the parking lot and like took the shaft out, but I was gonna baby it back.
In the
No,
lot.
that was like 11 p.m.
Oh yeah, it was like
that was the 13-hour day.
Yeah, it was.
So it was that.
If you've ever been to Windrock, when you're going up to go to the trails, Phantom, stop. You're going down the side of it, and you'll see crosses on the side of the road for people who have fallen off the edge of the cliff and died. And I'm following her back in the pouring rain because her U joint's busted, and Jeff was in front of her and he lost his steering. And we're going down these hairpin turns in pitch black darkness.
It was awful.
At like 11 p.m.
I thought I was gonna die that night. I was like,
gonna die.
That sounds pretty sketchy.
No, I could just see cliffs, and I kept telling Brett, I was like, Brett, she's too close to the cliff. Brett, she's gonna die. Brett, let's just grab her. Let's just winch her. We'll just tow her down.
Oh, JR would hate that.
Dude, it was freaking
out. I was freaking out, and then we got to like Applebee's or something, and we just all sat there like this.
Yep.
Like a good 10 minutes, all covered in mud because it was pouring rain, and none of us had tops on, and like it was coming in every which
you didn't
way.
Have any shirts on?
Like we had jackets, but it was pouring rain.
You said tops.
The JeepHer shirts will save us.
Oh my god.
No.
Ari, thank you so much for coming on the show. We definitely have way more to talk about than an hour with you.
I know. You gotta have me back. This is so fun.
Absolutely. When you get that 2022 schedule,
I was just gonna say,
you bring it back up.
When you get that,
Maybe.
yes.
Maybe.
My thing broke. That's why I'm like holding. So sorry if I'm all shaky, guys.
But guys, if you have questions, this is going to replay live on Facebook. So ask questions in the comments. If you're watching this on replay, we'll try to answer them back for you. If it's something for Ari, tag her so she can answer you back, so we can get you back on here. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll try to answer the questions.
And yeah, so we are on YouTube. We're on all the things. They're going on slowly. Like I know episode 1 is up and running. Episode
we'll probably
2
be like
is not
2 weeks behind for a little bit.
Probably. You too, Mitch. He said have a good evening.
But have a good night, Mitch.
Ari, I adore you. Thank you so much for coming on our show.
This is the only time Phantom's come on the podcast. And it's the only time for Ari.
Thank you, Phantom.
It's for his girlfriend.
Have a good night, Jennifer. But yeah, ladies, enjoy your night. This has been a lot of fun, very insightful. And remember next week or 2 weeks, the 16th September, we're going to talk all about PRP seats or harnesses and seats in general. So tune in. I need a 22
What?
Mitch said, he goes, I need a 22 scale.
2022 schedule? Yeah.
Yeah, 2020. Sorry. I'm
like he's not going to go anyway. Whatever.
Great show, ladies. Thank you.
Well, I love what you guys do. And if there's anything I can do to help you, just let me know.
Because this one doesn't have enough on her plate.
Well, Sherry does it. You share all of our posts or like you do. You share everything.
Yeah.
You're a huge supporter.
And we're just trying to be a good platform for women out there in the off-roading industry. So thank you for being a shining beacon. Whether or not someone has a huge following doesn't dictate their value, guys. Follow Ari.
Speaking of your following Ari, you should have like 50,000 followers.
I've said this a million times.
I don't understand it.
I'm getting there. I'm at like 4,200. So
and that's a lot of growth.
It's crazy. No, it's so cool to me.
People like Ari are out there every day and you don't know about them. So we're trying to give everyone a platform. So if there's a JeepHer that you think needs that platform, guys, hit us up with her. We want to have you guys. This is yours as much as it is ours. So come on.
I gave her a Virago feature. Actually, I gave you both one. But yeah. If they have a Virago feature, follow them. I'm just teasing. I love you, ladies.
Love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Yep. And I can't wait. We're all going to wheel together again soon.
Yes.
I'm so excited for next year. I'm serious. Like, Heather, get that freaking tow rig.
Oh my God.
I'm going to hustle you.
If you're just tuning in, she wants me to get a trailer for our 2 JKUs so we can go travel together. So when, I get that job with Mitch, she'll pay me well enough so I can get it.
There you go.
Exactly. Yes. No.
I'm really good at laying shingles. Guys,
I'm
thank you
not.
so much.
I fall through roofs.
Oh my God.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Ari, thank you for being here. I hope you guys are rewatching this. Comment, post, hit us up. We'll talk to you later, and we'll see you guys on the trails.
Peace out.